All right. This is a fun topic. I always love doing this. We overreact for negative news a lot, and we just talked about that. But I'm going to overreact for some positive news. KD's back. That ankle injury has not ruined everything, and he did not have the greatest of games, but he still dropped 20. Devin Booker played well. Chris Paul closed it out. DeAndre Ayton played well. The concerns about our bench, whatever it may be, I feel very good about where the Phoenix Suns are, and I'm very excited for the playoffs. And I guess the reason why this is a big deal, we know that the West is wide open, or at least we all recognize that anyone does have a plausible chance to come out of the West. And the Suns are better poised than a lot of teams right now. We've just watched the Dallas Mavericks kind of fall out a little bit. We look at a couple of teams that maybe have inexperience or youth, or maybe just one thing that when targeted in the playoffs will become a problem for them to be able to maintain. E.g., Denver, for example, attacking Jokic on the defensive side is probably the strategy for that. When we look at Phoenix, we've got four potent offensive options that could easily drop 20 points in a game. We've got two very strong wing scorers that can spread the floor. We've got a fantastic point guard. We have a center who, even if he's not highly motivated, he clearly has people around him who he's just going to be able to feed off and make it really easy. And you've got bench players who can do the exact same. I feel very good about the Phoenix Suns going in, and I am very excited to see how things play out by June.
Well, you picked the Suns to win it all, yeah? You updated that pick when KD landed in Arizona, yeah? And
Yeah,
what's the take here? You still going riding the Suns?
I think, in the content creation business, I think it's important to pick passion projects. And in case people were wondering, I am a Phoenix Suns fan. And in case people were wondering, the Phoenix Suns look very good and look quite poised to do well. We indulge in the Orlando
All right,
Magic and
I'm gonna
hypothesize when they're going to be good.
I'm gonna play along with you here. All right. Firstly, I'm gonna give you some good news. Okay, I'll give you some good news. Okay. In the West, and we just spoke about this off air. I think there's some teams that were really skeptical about going all the way, and let's say just coming out of the West. Okay, obviously we're saying, and you sort of said that the favorites probably this year are in the East. Okay, and it's another sort of a story to come out of the West, then having to knock off the Bucks or maybe the Celtics or maybe the 76ers. Probably one of those three teams are coming out of the East. All right, but let's look at the West firstly quickly. All right, so we've obviously said earlier this year that we don't think Denver are going to go all the way. Okay, Jokic, as great a player he is, there's some flaws in this team that sort of don't translate into winning a championship. That's probably our belief. Okay, um, I've said in a podcast a few weeks ago that I don't think the Grizzlies are going to go all the way, not this year, not with the year they've sort of had and the sort of drama they've had around a lot of their players this year. I just don't see it happening. I don't think it's going to be the situation. So then now we got the Kings. Okay, you've sort of said, nah, the Kings are first round fodder. All right, so nah, they're not going to go anywhere. Look, I think they could go further than first round, but I don't really think they're going to win a championship. That play goes with the same with like the Pelicans, the T Wolves, OKC Thunder. I'm picking the top 10 teams right now. Okay, so now that leaves Clippers. Clippers are injury prone. Okay, so obviously PG is out now. It didn't look great, sort of his injury. Look, I don't know when he'll come back. If he's back by the first round, that's going to help them. Can they go all the way? They feel like they're sort of fragile in that sort of sense. So you got the Warriors. I think we got to say here, you can't write the Warriors off, okay? Because they're the Warriors. Yeah, they won last year. Everyone wrote them off last year, and look what they did. Okay. So then now the remaining two teams here are the Lakers and the Suns. Okay, so I guess by process of elimination, okay, you guys have a good as any chance to come out of the West. All right, if you guys and KD stays healthy, and everyone stays healthy, and things start to click over the last few games into the playoffs, you guys, could and should probably make at least like conference finals. Okay, and you guys are fourth at the moment. If you guys can hold that top four spot in that home court advantage for being top four, you probably should at least make conference finals. Now, your bad news here is that your take is going to do a quick U-turn as soon as Booker grabs his, hamstring, or CP3 limps off the court, or KD suddenly, has a sore foot, because that's really what your chances hinge upon. And you're basically going to be crossing your fingers now for the next 2 months or so, 3 months or so, that all of your core players stay healthy. And it's as simple as that.
I don't appreciate the negativity. It is a Friday as we're recording, and I don't need that to start my weekend. But look, no one's going to dispute that. Okay. If we think back to every single championship winner, and they were in the first round of the second round of the third round, and we watched their best player go down with an injury, a legitimate injury, not a, oh my God, they tweaked their ankle, but they actually came back a game later or 2 games later. We're talking about like, oh yeah, like that's it, they're out for the playoffs. Then yes, of course, the Phoenix Suns will not win it. But I feel like Milwaukee, who's a clear favorite, if Giannis goes down, okay, yep, well, first round, second round, that's probably the ceiling. Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown go down? Yeah, no, not happening. Philadelphia, if Joel Embiid goes down, Harden goes down, yeah, not happening. Jokic goes down, forget about it, right? Of course, pick a star player on any team and they get injured, yeah, it's over.
I'm
The
gonna hunt.
Phoenix Suns might have a more injury-prone team. Maybe that's where your point's coming from. We have an old point guard. We have an injured Devin Booker early in the season. We have, I guess, a growing case that Kevin Durant's injury prone. I get it. But what we really need, and what you're going to need to channel with me here, is that we're basically into April now. We need April, May, and June for solid health. Not perfect health, solid health. And if they can do that, they could win the championship. If they can't do that, they won't win the championship. And I think every team going into the playoffs has the exact same thing. And so thank you, good sir, but I don't need this negativity.
All right. I feel like you would just like to sit in your clouds right there in your place and enjoy that KD's back. And I'll cross my fingers that he stays healthy. And I'm gonna say though, here's the catch. If we were to go every single team and every single player was healthy. All right, so let's apply that rule of thumb. And obviously that's not realistic. Okay. I don't think the Suns are the best team to come out of the West. Simple as that. I think the Warriors still have a greater chance to come out of the West.
I Yeah, look, if we played the everyone perfectly healthy, I think, and then also the biggest issue is we have a lot of teams reshaped post trade deadline, right? So Phoenix is different than they were pre trade deadline. So are the Lakers, for example. So are the Clippers, for example. Like every team's picked something up. So, it would be a fun exercise or like to hypothesize what if every team right now looked like they did on game one, had 82 games of continuity and 82 games of health to play those lineups. It's never going to happen. It just can't in the nature of the business. But if they were, how do Phoenix look? Because yes, Phoenix do have this going against them. Kevin Durant's played 4 games. So there is a chemistry concern there. And yes, he might be talented. Yes, he might be able to figure it out. But there is a level of cohesion that does occur when teams are together longer that benefit the team. And talent doesn't always get you over the edge. But I guess as a Phoenix Suns fan, we're looking at Dallas, who knocked us out last year and basically traded for Kevin Durant's teammate. And there were two options out of getting a superstar from the Brooklyn Nets. You go up or you go down. And I'm glad that Phoenix went up and that we didn't go down.
This is Two Guys with Spare Time. I'm Fowles, this is Nick. You're probably a basketball fan like us, so hopefully you can throw us an assist and giving our video a like and subscribing to our channel.
And if you got thoughts, feelings, or even some suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below. And thank you for using your spare time to watch us in our spare time.